So hello everyone, and welcome back to Nicole Myths, Astrology and Tarot. We are here for the new moon in Virgo, new Regiment secret code name readings. All right, for those of you not familiar with secret code names and what they are here on the channel, these readings are purchased by individuals via my Etsy shop. All right, that link's in the description. They're purchased by individuals, and those individuals, once they're purchased, get a secret code name. So they know which reading is their personal reading. This is someone's personal reading. The beauty of these, however, is that because we are all connected and going through similar healing, similar lessons, similar upgrades, whenever you are drawn to one in divine time, there is most likely a message in here for you. All right, so take them as they resonate if you have been drawn to it. And thank you to those who have participated and purchased readings. Not only are you helping yourself, but you are helping many others along the way, and you are greatly appreciated. So with that said, we are going to get right into the message. This is secret code name Kaleidoscope. And for it, I am using my archetype cards by Kim Kranz. I'm also using her Wild Unknown Tarot. And I'm using my Rumi Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So, Kaleidoscope. Secret code name Kaleidoscope. And those who would be drawn to this message in divine time, right? We are looking into the new regiment with the new moon, because the new moons are all about manifesting, and manifesting is all about energy and alignment, right? Your vibration. And so we're looking at what the new energetic vibration is, the new regiment that you are moving into. I'm taking that one. I will say this, looking at the other cards. You're going to want to watch. It's a September breakdown forecast that I did. Like, just recently. I broke down September's energy. Themes, overall themes of the month, and day by days. Watch that. Because your archetypal energy is the mirror. That was the top one that came out. Card number 68. I do believe. Yep, 68. The mirror, the reflection, the illusion, and the looking glass. We look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm. They can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of the mirror appears, we are in the mythic land of Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in the pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by his reflection, he could not turn away, a fixation that eventually led to his death. Recognize the power and danger of the mirror. It is a construct, one that may drive a shard between you and your true self. The mirror contains trickster energy. So put the phone down, stop with comparisons, and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside. When light, it witnesses the deeper self with pure awareness. When dark, it is narcissism, comparison, and harsh edges. If you want to go deeper, look into Yayoi Kusama's Infinity Mirror Rooms. It also says, speak to yourself gently and kindly in the mirror. It will feel awkward at first, but it is a sure way to become friends with yourself. And it also says, for further reflections, read the poem I Am Not I by Juan Jimenez and Yoko Ono's Mirror Piece in Grapefruit. All right. The mirror, which I was just having a conversation with someone on my Facebook page, Grace Nicole Myths Astrology Tarot on Facebook, because I had mentioned the fact that Mars was going in Gemini, and Gemini is my 12th house. I said it's like a demon demolition derby in there. Like, watch out, because if you don't like what I have to say, it's going to come through the mirror, right? It's not going to be easy if you have divine mirror issues. And someone asked, what's the mirror? And this book did a good job, right? There's many different mirrors, mirrors that reflect, mirrors that project, mirrors that distort, right? There's all different kinds of mirrors, ones that shatter, ones that flatter. But there's one-way mirrors and two-way mirrors, which is kind of what I was letting her know in the comment when she asked, you know, what is it? I said there's two-way mirrors and one-way mirrors. And I let her know that you eventually grow beyond the mirror lessons once you understand it and you know yourself. Once you know yourself, there is nothing that can be projected or reflected or distorted about you in the mirror. You understand that you are simply a reflection or a projection or a shattering or a flattering for other people. But that you yourself are not learning in the mirror anymore, that you've become it. You are not Narcissus falling in love with his own reflection, but you've outgrown it and become the reflection. The beauty in the reflection. You are not Narcissus. You are the pool. You are the reflective waters. And when Narcissus leaves, you reflect the flowers, you reflect the sky, you reflect the trees, you reflect the birds, you reflect the beauty of everything going on around you. You are not the Narcissus. You are the mirror for them. This is the alignment that you are moving into with these energies. So, what does this look like? And if you don't know exactly what the one-way or two-way mirrors are, just ask. Because I'll go over it quickly in the comments if you want to know. What else? The Empress, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Swords with the Sun on the bottom and the Mother of Swords on top. It's funny because as soon as I saw the Mother of Swords, I heard that song, Love Hurts, Love Stinks. Like, that's what I heard. Whether those were the actual lyrics or not, that's what I heard. Oh, man. Okay. So the Empress, understand, is all about receiving. The Mother of Swords is about the fucking truth that the heart feels. The truth that the heart perceives. If you think someone's not being fair to you or you don't deserve the way you're being treated, that is the truth of how you feel. That is the truth of how you're perceiving it, because it is true, which means in the mirror, you are treating yourself unfairly and giving yourself what you don't deserve by staying with that person. The Five of Cups and the Five of Swords might seriously mean letting go of those who have you feeling like you're either empty or losing valuable pieces of yourself, that you would argue with them and they make you feel stupid. Condescension. All right, I'm going to go over the two-way and the one-way mirror real quick. Okay. Let me help you understand. In the two-way mirror, the other person is a facet of yourself, talking down to you, asking you if, in a way, if you're stupid. It's a facet of you inside, reflecting in the outer, right? Because the inner reflects in the outer. So there is a part of you that being with or dealing with a certain person feels stupid for dealing with them. And that part of yourself is talking down to the part of you that is being you dealing with this person. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, do you not know better? Are you fucking stupid? Because that's what's reflecting. That's how you feel when you're around that person. It's the truth in what you're perceiving. And so in the two-way mirror, that person is a facet of yourself in here, having a conversation with you. Think about that. What is that mirror showing you? The two-way mirrors of the people around you. Do you have, I don't know, a teenager in your reality that is constantly taking fucking selfies for Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok, short videos and every other fucking thing, and they're attention hungry? They're in your mirror. They're in your two-way mirror. That's a facet of you reflecting in your outer. A part of you might be attention hungry because you're not getting it. You're not getting it from your outer experience or the people that matter. People aren't paying attention to you. You want them to pay attention to you. And so because you want them to pay attention to you, your behavior shifts accordingly. Your choices are accordingly. Demanding attention. Think about this. All of the people in your two-way mirror and how that applies to self. Now, the one-way mirror is what happens when you talk to everybody else. Slide a mirror in between you and them. Imagine every text you send is to yourself. Every post you put out, there's a conversation your higher self is having with you. The one-way mirror is what happens when you're talking to a person and now a mirror is dropped between you and them and you are having the conversation with your reflection. and you are facing yourself in the reflection. Because if you're telling someone they're fucking stupid and pointing their fucking finger, and you're pointing your fucking finger at them, you're so this, you're so that, you're so fucking selfish. Your higher self is the reflection in the mirror, yelling at you. You're so fucking selfish. You want only what your ego wants. You want only what your wounding wants. You don't give a shit about what spirit wants, the divine wants. You pointing the finger at someone, it's your fucking fault. Spirit said it's your fucking fault. You manifested this asshole. The two-way mirror are other people. They're facets of you. The one-way mirror, that's your higher self having a conversation with you. And those conversations are going on simultaneously, not just between you, but between everybody and themselves. You can see other people's mirrors very fucking clearly. Very fucking clearly. When you understand that mirror, the one and the two-way mirror, you will understand and see people way different. Way different. And once you understand the mirror, and you've gone through the healing, and you've mastered it, and you know yourself, and you self-approve. You know who you are, and that you are tasked with being a divine mirror for other people, and that their projections, their lower reflections are no longer indicative of who you are because you know who you are. That is when you are no longer becoming narcissists and instead become the pool. You outgrow learning in the mirror as a constant lesson. Because trust me, you can outgrow the mirror, but every once in a while, narcissist comes back to see in the pool, to look at himself in the pool. He will always come back to the pool that he remembered learning in, remembered self-love in, remembered admiring who he is in. Narcissists will always come back to visit the pool. Stay humble and know that every once in a while, if something's pinging at you in that mirror, while you're being the mirror, be humble enough to take a look. Just be humble enough to take a look and say, is this a proper reflection of me? Is this a proper projection of me? Yes or no? Does it apply? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, I'm gonna correct it. No? Okay, good. I'm gonna keep moving forward with who I am. Period. Stay humble. Stay humble. And look in the mirror. Because if someone is making you feel like shit, you're choosing to receive it. The Empress receives and grows what is of alignment with her vibration. If you have people in your life telling you that they love you and telling you you're doing a great job, and you have that person, if you call up, they always give you the best advice, take it. Take it. They love you unconditionally when you don't love yourself unconditionally, and you're dealing with wounds and shadows. Trust those that love you, who emulate the reality you wish you had. And any advice you would give someone else, your best advice that you could give, take it. It's in your mirror. Spirit's having a conversation with you. The best advice you're giving another person, you have to take it yourself. Sometimes even in regards to that person. You have to take your own best advice. Wisdom only matters when applied. Applying wisdom requires action. Because the sun's on the bottom of the deck. And there's some beautiful shit to be had. Guidance, please, Spirit. For Kaleidoscope, which is interesting because it's just fractals of mirrors, right? Kaleidoscope. Divine discontent. What do you think this shit is? These double fives? Don't be crying over spilled milk. People that leave you feeling like half of yourself. Divine discontent. Here we go. There is a sense within you, perhaps quite obvious to your conscious mind, or perhaps only dimly registered as an unnameable underlying sense of anxiety that something in your life is not quite right. It may be the sense, even amongst so much gratitude, of a yearning yet to be met, a longing yet to be fulfilled and satisfied. This is the pain of an awakening heart. The heart that is capable of bliss and ecstatic reverence for the sheer beauty and wonder of creation. Yet as the heart matures, there will be a process of deep, passionate longing that awakens for the divine. It is the impatience for the caress of the great lover, for the presence of the divine to come to you. Over time, that longing will grow from a mild sense of incompleteness, needing to become whole. It will develop into a holy fever, a sacred rage, a stampeding of dancing feet, a pounding of fists upon the altar, and a longing so deep and distressing that one may well break into tears at the impossibility of bearing the pain of apparent separation from self for even a moment longer. As devotion grows and passion for the divine intensifies, so too does this yearning. So much so that this may come to feel as though your heart is breaking for the divine. Or perhaps you are not quite there yet. Your heart is attached to smaller gods, such as your status, your job, your lover, your body looking a certain way, or being able to live your life in a particular way. These smaller gods we worship are not necessarily an issue. Yet you have been drawn this oracle, and so it is guidance for you that the divine wants you to be drawn closer to it. Sometimes that means we will have the meager meal wrested from our hand so we may feast upon something far more delectable and grand. The divine is a fiercely possessive lover. If there is a face of another beloved preventing you from longing for the divine embrace, and if you cannot see that it is the divine beloved within your lover that you are loving, well then, something will be done by heaven. So make your relationship sacrosanct. Seek the divine in all things. And when you cannot, when the power of lesser gods has you in its grip, acknowledge that. Bear witness to it. Do not chastise. Instead, be truthful. Let your heart break and lie prostrate on the floor, hands clutching and head bowed, as though only your sadness and plight could stir the heart of the divine beloved into descent of succor and grace, saving you from a life far too bland for your exquisiteness. Just don't misinterpret the pain and think that something is really wrong. If you are surrounded by status or money and cannot understand why you should mourn, it is even more important that you allow yourself to do so. Mourning is to be felt. Understanding is not so relevant. If you feel a yearning, life as you know it is inadequate. That yearning, that sensing that something is missing, that something is not as good as it could be or should be, it's because what you're choosing is inadequate for what you actually deserve and have lined up to manifest at your highest potential. It's inadequate. You got a better mirror than that. You got a better mirror than that. I have faith. This reading's going to serve you well. In divine time, over and over and over again, every time you go back to it, as a reminder, until you don't need it anymore. And trust me, there will come a day where you won't need it anymore. Kaleidoscope. Seeing the world through many different facets of the mirror. The truth you find in there will set you free. Until next time, take care.